If you want to be a part of the live recordings of these shows, why don't you go ahead and pop over to the link on the screen every Wednesday at 7 p.m. You can read it if you're an audio listener. You need to go to twitch.com/Nicholas James Emmizzie. You got something to say?
To be a part of this, not just a listener.
To be a part of it and not just listening, because you want to be proactive, don't you?
We react to the chat and everything during.
And you won't know unless you come to twitch.com/Nicholas James Emmizzie. Okay, bye. Enjoy the show. As a fellow N-word with a cool name, Edmon is cooler. That's funny. Thank you, Teddy. Teddy Graham, did you send me a telegram? Ba-da-bop. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Emmizzie podcast. My name is Edmon. This is
Nicholas
with the nose strip.
Oh, yeah. I have one of those breathe right strips on today, everybody, because I'm really struggling.
Can't breathe. He did some gardening work. And now he did the gardening work
for like 5 hours straight.
Yeah, and now my baby can't breathe, y'all. Hold on, let me.
It wasn't just even like regular. Okay. It wasn't even regular gardening. It was like
super gardening.
All weeds, like literally only weeds. So
you said you were. Oh no, I probably can't say that on YouTube. I was about to say you were smoking.
No.
Woken Smeed.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're struggling today to breathe, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to sound extremely nasally. Yeah. I sound very nasally.
Can you breathe into the mic so we can hear?
With my nose.
Breathing ASMR.
I feel like if I breathe out too hard, I'm going to like snot. I'm a mouth breather.
That's craziness.
I just know tonight I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night, mouth Sahara Desert.
Oh, yeah, that's already out.
And my glasses couldn't be like dirtier right now. There's like a film of like dirty. When I blew my nose after I came inside, it was just black from all the dirt and everything. So we're having a hard time.
Yeah. But hopefully if we're here next year, we should get like a like masks for gardening work.
I know. I tried that though when I lived at my old house, the mask thing, and it just like wasn't super helpful. I don't know. Everybody says masks, but like I was just the same.
You still had
black
stuff in your nose?
No, it wasn't black, but the pollen, like that, I still was breathing in all of that stuff. So I don't know. But yeah. How are you today?
I'm well. I'm good. I took a nap, so now I'm very good.
He did take a nap, a fat nap.
I had to take a big, why is it a fat nap?
Because you're fat. Why? Well, here's the thing. You're not going to set it up like, why is it a fat nap? And have me be like, no, I didn't mean it like that. You want to give me the layup?
You're supposed to be nice and not call me fat because you're supposed to call me slim and skinny.
But
you just mad because I'm skinnier than you because you're fat.
Mm-hmm.
Is that bullying on YouTube? I don't know if we can say that.
I did have Reese's Pieces today. So I'm fat.
Yeah.
It was mid. Go watch my TikTok. It was mid.
Here's my thing, and this is not even a topic, but this is just how I feel right now. We're gonna ask me how I feel again.
How are you feeling today?
I'm annoyed because every time you go to try food,
it's not good.
You've been doing this since I've met you. Every time you go and try like something new or something you haven't had in a while, you go, it's okay, but I can make it better.
Yes, because am I wrong?
But I'm saying if you
am I wrong? Can I make it better?
Listen, I told you the insides of your little like what's it, powder balls? What is it? Protein balls.
My protein balls.
The protein ball inside is good. The nut side of your protein balls is good and juicy. My nut
is so good.
But the chocolate part wasn't as good as the Reese's chocolate.
And I think that's because you're a diabetic and you really like that sugar because the milk chocolate isn't very good. Like milk chocolate to me I feel my teeth like just cavities forming, volcanic cavities just in my mouth. Like I even before like how I said I don't love cheese. Yeah. I didn't love milk chocolate. I used to so back in when I was under 10 years old and I used to get for Easter my mom, oh my God, memory unlocked though. My mom would only ever get me white chocolate because I thought white chocolate tasted so good and milk chocolate tasted like shit. Yeah, so I've never liked milk chocolate, which I'm learning. Okay, here's the deal. You guys are going to hate me, but every time I try a new dairy food, I'm like, damn, this version of it makes me realize I didn't like it before. How am I going to have all these dairy-free or these dairy foods when I didn't even like them before?
I will say too though, you only been experimenting with like the regular like bottom level of like the dairy foods, right?
You call me a bottom?
You ain't. If the shoe fit, wear it, girl. Like once you try like other foods, like once you try like, better things, you might feel differently. Cause
I like buttermilk.
You do love buttermilk.
I think buttermilk is an amazing thing and it should be in everything.
You do love
I
buttermilk.
think like buttermilk should be in like your pasta sauce to make it creamier. I think buttermilk should be in like, when you make tacos and you like make the meat and then you put the taco seasoning and then you put a little water and it does whatever. I use buttermilk. Like I don't even use water. I don't know. It's so good. Like something about buttermilk is just thick and creamy.
Maybe this is because I don't cook. That sounds gluttonous. To put buttermilk in everything.
I put that shit on everything.
You sure do.
I do. I like buttermilk. I do. Can you put it in like a coffee?
Why do you? No. Have you tried the buttermilk?
I've never actually tasted it.
That's what I'm saying. I think you like the consistency.
I like the consistency. I do.
You love the consistency of it. You don't go try some right now.
Do you think I'll hate it?
You're gonna absolutely hate it.
I've never had a glass of milk though.
You've never had a sip of buttermilk either. It's butter and milk, bro.
Isn't that good?
No,
I like butter. I could just fucking eat butter. When I was younger, I used to take margarine and I would just like lick it off the spoon. Haven't you seen how I put butter on bread? You see the amount I put on bread. But Candace used to be like, Nicholas.
But that's what I do with bread as well too, because buttered bread is incredible.
Butter's really good.
But you used to eat butter like pudding?
No, I could literally. I mean, no. But it's like, how you put peanut butter on a spoon, you just like lick it a little bit. Like I could do that with butter.
So here's my problem, right? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So I'm the weirdo to all y'all because whenever I eat pies and cakes that I bought from the middle or from the outside out.
Oh my God, he literally did that with ice cream. He just did that with ice cream.
I'm weird, right? I'm weird. But this was it 7 minutes in?
I'm monetized.
But this nigga.
Oh, I just swore. Oh, okay. And like I'm monetized, don't fuck it up.
What you mean? It's 7 minutes in.
Oh, I know.
Oh, but this nigga right here can eat margarine off a spoon like peanut butter, and that's fine, right? That's cool. That ain't crazy to you. That ain't wild to you. I feel like
they're not even comparable.
That's not insane.
Yeah, one is serial killer vibes. Tammy says.
Okay, so
thanks for being on my side this week.
So, but you don't know if that means for you or me.
No, she means you.
She didn't specify.
Tammy.
She didn't specify. So for all you know, that's you.
No, I know. Which
I find that to be serial killer activities because why you eating it off the spoon like that? This is full blown. Shut your ass up.
They know I'm insane.
Shut your ass up. Shut your ass up, Tammy. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. YOP. Anyway, how am I doing? I'm doing really good. Because I'm monetized on YouTube again after like 4 months. Yay! Claps in the chat, please. Okay. I've been doing YouTube for
$1 bill, y'all.
Helly years, and that was a huge thing that paid some bills. Just because every view you get on videos from 1 million years ago to now, like they all count. And then I got demonetized. And I don't understand why, because all I was doing was gaming and doing exactly what everyone else fucking did.
True, yeah.
But whatever. Anyway, so I was monetized for like, I was demonetized for like 4 months. We're monetized again. I need everybody. Go to that podcast playlist. Hit play all. Go to bed.
Every night, turn on that autoplay and the repeat button. Is there a repeat button on YouTube?
I don't think so.
Find a repeat button. Go to the AI.
No, play all that's like multiple days worth. If just the play all.
Do it twice.
Yeah.
When you go to sleep, put it on, and then when you get up and you get ready for work, and you get to put some soap to that cooch, and you scrub it on that cooch, you play it again, and then before you walk out the house, you play that motherfucker a third time.
Yeah, because your pets need to hear us. Anyway, so I'm doing really good because of that. Mm-hmm. And then I have another one, but maybe I forget.
It's right there. Oh wait,
no, that was it. Said that. I had another one and I thought about it today because it's like, oh, I'm really good, but I'm also not good at all. Oh, I know. Remember, everybody, how I had a shitty neighbor who would call the police.
Oh my fucking God. Bro.
Not me, you. Guys, I had a neighbor who would call the police on Edmon constantly.
Me, he almost got his.
Yeah, there was some situations anyway. We move here, we have a neighbor, and they are seemingly sweet. Did make a weird comment about immigrants.
But she's old.
She's old. I was trying to be non-gender, like don't even allude to who it could be. But okay. I guess for both everybody.
I mean, it's women on honestly, both sides of us.
Yeah. So, yeah, and she really likes Edmon. Mm-hmm. I feel like she doesn't.
Although I don't think she likes me no more.
I don't think she talks to you ever since I yelled at her kid.
I know. That's yeah.
I'm not wrong, just so everybody knows. I did yell at her kid and her grandson. Mm-hmm. They moved our fence, went into the backyard with like no knocking on the door, no nothing. Mm-hmm. Just was in the backyard. I don't know who these people are. Never seen these people in my life. And I open the door. I'm like, hello? And they're like, oh, we're cutting the tree down. And I go, well, next time you go into someone's backyard, make sure you knock on the door first. Mm-hmm. So I didn't yell at them. But like, I definitely had a huge attitude because what the literally.
Who walks into somebody else's yard?
Apparently notice? A lot of people, because it literally happened like every month in a row, like when we first moved here.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, everybody was going in and out of this backyard, and it's not easy. The gate is literally like behind poles in a way that's not super easy, and they had to move the gate, not open, move it. Mm-hmm. Pissing me off. Anyway, and so yeah, she hasn't said anything to Emma since then. Whoopsies. But then she found out I was an immigrant. She hasn't said a word to Edmon. Mm-hmm. And so I mow the lawn either once every week or every other week. It honestly depends. Like, it doesn't grow very fast. No. Here, thank God, the lawn I had in my old house grew like insane.
Every day.
Oh my God, I would literally have the guy across the street literally cut it every single day. I would have to mow the lawn. I didn't, but I would have to mow it to keep it like perfect, like literally twice a week. Anyway, she always makes comments whenever I do the lawn, like, oh, doesn't that look better? Doesn't that look better? Anyway, I didn't mow it for 2 weeks here. Mind you, I had the shortest lawn on the block. And so this isn't about the lawn. This is a targeted situation because her lawn is literally taller than mine. Turns out where we live, there's a law. Your grass can't be...
City ordinance.
Yeah, city ordinance. Your grass can't be higher than 6 inches. I brought out a measuring tape.
Which I couldn't tell that that's a motherfucking thing because the whole goddamn block be up high as shit. And they ain't never got no motherfucking ticket on their door talking about a $300 fine if they don't cut their motherfucking grass. But I digress.
Isn't that insane? A $300 no, and it's at plus hauling charges for the grass. Crazy.
Hauling charge. Y'all gonna come pick them?
To cut it, $300, and then to take it away. To clean it up and take it away.
You niggas will be waiting on that $300 plus some. The fuck you talking about?
Isn't that insane? So literally everyone's lawn is so high. I feel like I cut the lawn the most on this street.
Honestly, you and the guy across the street.
Yes, he keeps his shit together. But literally hers is so high. Mm-hmm. I almost called the city on her today because bitch, you want to play a game? And I know it was her because literally as I'm doing it, she comes out and she goes, I was wondering when you were going to get to that. The audacity.
So
we don't even have an HOA, nothing.
Yeah. So I don't understand. Like, what the fuck?
Especially those people, like, the people who are like, sometimes their lawn is literally knee high. Like, I'm actually not kidding, knee high.
Bro, we drove up the block and it was for something that was like up that high. Literally, like The one with I ain't gonna say the car, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The
like
nice one?
everybody's the nice one. Yeah. They should be hot all the time. It be kids playing in it.
Ever since I introduced myself and said that I'm not from this country, he was not having it.
She's just been weird ever since the end.
Yep.
Whatever, fuck it. I used to be nice and go over there because sometimes she will order stuff to her house and it'll just be sitting out in the front and she's old and she'd be forgetting stuff. So I'll go over there and take her package to her door and be like, hey, you got a package outside? But that shit dead now. It been dead.
$300 fine to cut my grass is crazy.
Somebody gonna come get your diapers.
Me. I'm going to take them and I'm going to steal them.
That's craziness.
Bitch, shit on the floor. Anyway, that's my story. I think I had something else too, but there was a lot going on. I was thinking about it. I was in the shower, but I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all.
That's all?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get into these topics.
We need to have one of those like hot topics. No. Okay. Hi, we have a fucking Discord. Also, hi, come to the live episode.
Well, I was going.
We need to write it down. Oh, it's right there.
Oh my God.
We should have did that right away. It's literally there. I underlined it, italics on the fucking notes.
Do you want to just do it mid episode?
No, we can do it right now. And then next week, right away.
Okay.
We're getting used to this. My nose is itchy. Okay.
We're 15 minutes into the show. But if you would like to be a live watcher of this... What was I trying to say?
A live watcher. If you would like to be a part of the live chat, experience this experience live. Because if you wanted to experience things, you would experience things. But that's why I think you guys don't want to experience things, because hundreds of you watch on other platforms and you don't experience things as we're experiencing it live. Because these people in the live chat that I'm pointing at right there, you bitches, they're experiencing this live. You know why? Because they like to experience things. So you can also be a part of the experience. Gay ass. If you go to twitch.tv / Nicholas James Emmizzie, it's always in the description. It pisses me off when people are like, what's your Twitch? I fucking say it all the time. All the time. How many people today? Oh, this is a side note. We're like, what's the recipe for your homemade peanut butter cups? Peanut butter and chocolate. Is that not the fucking recipe for like...
What you putting in there? Oregano?
And anyway, but yeah, if you want to be a part of that, honestly, it's fun. We read the chat, we react to the chat, and every time we like talk about a topic, like you can talk. They also chat back and forth in the chat with each other.
Some of y'all talk too goddamn much.
Some of you talk shit and you don't back me up, and it's really pissing me off because you're supposed to blindly support me. Anyway,
some of y'all are supposed to say that he's a serial killer, not me.
Yeah, but anyways,
turncoat ass.
The chat's definitely not like in our favor. It's more like haters. Who we love. It's our hate group, not support group. But anyway, so if you want to be a part of that, always go to Twitch. We also have a Discord as of literally like right now. I've had a Discord for like 4 or 5 years, but we are going to revamp the whole thing to be a part of pretty much just like the whole social media situation. There'll be podcast situations, all of it, Twitch, whatever you want.
And if you want to talk to us, we're going to be in there too.
Oh, yeah.
Pop coochie on the live, like.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like that.
Until we do like, because my hip hurt.
Yeah, I'm a little old. I'm 33 now. But yeah, we are going to be doing like live chats. I don't know how you say.
What are you going to be talking?
Yeah, because there's like the chat feature. So we're going to have like a chat section where we talk and then like you guys can talk, and it's not just like typing, like it's a voice chat for everybody. But don't get crazy in there, because sometimes I hear people and they get fucking crazy in there and it's like, shut the fuck up while I'm talking.
And you will get blocked, nigga.
Yeah, like have some fucking organization, okay?
Have some decorum about yourself. Your mama raised you better than that.
Not everyone, but we're gonna have that set up, so it'll be cool. We're gonna do it like once a week-ish, maybe, like where it's just we sit and we actually have like a live chat with you guys.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a regular. I'll be bored sometimes. I might just hop in there and just be like, what y'all eating today? Yeah,
I think it's fun and it's spontaneous, and I think that's really cute and fun and fresh and cool. And then there was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, we always do hot topics literally every week, so there's going to be a section where you guys can be like, talk about this, because
you're a smart. And I didn't think about that.
Maybe we can't do. I mean, we can do the like what's on your heart section. Like people can write it in there too, but not everybody wants their like name attached to it. But like whatever.
There, yeah.
every time we've answered it and someone's in the chat, they're like, that was me. So whatever.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to put it in there, you can put it in there.
But we're going to make it cute and fun. And yeah, so the Discord will always be linked. Also on the live chat, it will show up like every 10 minutes or something like in the comments. But yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We need to do that at the beginning of every episode with less words.
Substantially less words.
I think my coffee's hitting.
I don't know. I think I'm going to just chop that up and just make like a thing and just put it in front of each episode. Like how we did with last episode.
Because I can like breathe a little now, so I think my energy's coming up. You hear that good breath?
Anywho, let's get into these topics. Hey. Hot topics. Luke Bryan weighs in on Beyonce CMA rewards snub, saying that if you're going to make a country album, come into our world and be country with us a little bit.
Now, again, every episode we go, we're not going to yell at white people.
Who said
you say that all the time. I need to let up on white people. But then white people.
So you see why it's not my fault then?
Yeah, like in this moment, it's like really tough because like, what do you mean? Like, white man, come into our world. If you're going to make a country album, come into our world. First of all, I have so many things to say. She did, your world. She's literally from the country, born and raised.
Hello.
Okay. Both parents, country. Okay. She's black. Black people made country music. You colonized it. What do you mean you want a black woman to come into the world that you colonized? Come back into the world? Is that more what you meant? I have one more. The biggest one.
Okay.
Come into your world. The last time she went to the Country Music Awards,
Hello.
She publicly expressed how fucking horrible you all treated her.
Hey.
Okay? Every time there's a black country music artist, okay, come into your world. Okay, let's talk about the black country artists who get snubbed every single year.
Hey.
Okay. Come into your world. They're a part of your world. AKA, you're a part of their world. They created country music. Oh my God, it makes me so sick. She came into your world, if you want to call it that, okay?
I should have just turned my mic off because this is...
And you people, you individuals, you palm-colored people, treated her like shit. So what more do you want? Like, actually, what more do you want? And you know what they do after that? People will make that point, and then they'll be like, okay, but the album wasn't even that good. Okay. Baby, lock them doors and... Shut the fuck up. Save a horse, ride off a cliff. Shut the fuck up. Don't piss me off, okay? Y'all put fucking Taylor Swift on a pedestal with her fucking first country pop album she put out. Just because you don't like an album doesn't make it not country. Anyway, that's what I have to say. Don't fucking piss me off. This pisses me off. It's so much more than...
That was
fair. It's not always about race. Yes, it is.
Lord have
Anything
mercy.
You have to say about that?
That was finger looking good right there. Finger licking good right there.
Look at that finger, real good.
You know, the whole that there. I'm just confused because that whole thing just shows how much you don't really know about the person you're talking about. Just because she's been a country girl
since she was birthed.
Born and raised in Houston. If you don't know about Houston, that is a super duper country city. One of the largest like country cities in the country, I should say. Just because she did R&B and then the little, I guess you can call it rapping here and there, whatever the fuck you want to call it, pop music, or shit like that. Just because she did all of that doesn't necessarily mean that she is not a country girl. Mm-hmm. And for you to like put that out there again, it's just like that's dumb.
There's country artists who are a part of other genres too. Like there's literally people who didn't start in country, then went to country. Who started country, then went to pop. I promise you, promise you, okay, Taylor Swift started in country, and then went to pop. If she decided to make a country album, she'd win album of the year. I promise you she would, because that's 100%. How that works. It's fucking
And
dumb.
do you want to know why? And I'm going to get into this bag because fuck you niggas. Y'all. White people. Okay. This is my last time talking about y'all. Then we're going to get off this.
This episode. Well, is it? It's not. It's not. I have another one about some dumbass white bitch. Anyway, go ahead.
White people could hop into any fucking genre they want to, whenever they feel like it, however the fuck they feel like it. And it's a motherfucking problem. But when a black girl who was born and raised in a country environment around country people in a country culture decides that she wants to do something that she has been connected with her entire life, she has idols in that genre that she's listened to her entire life, that she's looked up to for her entire life, and made an album with a genre that, again, that she loved and listened to her entire life. Like, why are you yelling at white people? That's your mama.
Hey, mom.
Hey. Damn, I kind of lost my train of thought. That was funny.
But when white people come into things,
no, yeah. Like
country idol.
Why is it that she can't be country with this country album that was a clear cut country album with all these legends from the country genre? And that's just like some bullshit. It's not country. It's this, that, and the third. But Post Malone can hop around from rap to pop to country to do whatever the fuck he wants to, and it's no motherfucking issue. Miley Cyrus can do the same goddamn thing, and it's no motherfucking issue. But when the black person do it, it's a whole fucking thing.
Isn't that weird? And like, love Miley to death. The thing that I think is so weird is like, okay, so she, born and raised in the country, didn't make country music, just like sang with a country accent. Made pop music, made rock music, made rap, made everything. Literally everything. She dipped her hand in everything. And she was well received, not awarded, not even well received, awarded. Now, the only thing that wasn't really well received, I guess you can't even say it wasn't, was when she did the whole appropriating black culture thing. Because, I mean, it was talked about, but it was well received.
People liked it.
It got like, everybody was like, honestly, kind of snapped. But like, she did it and still won all these awards and did all these things, and it put her on a different map, and it did all these things. You know what I mean? So it's weird that they come from the same place, but they can't do the same thing, apparently.
You know why that is? Anyway, this is the crazy how I'm gonna read to y'all line for line how he wrote this in the notes.
This is my notes.
Dumb bitch Dr. Sydney Watson on Indian food and how she appropriates Indian culture. I'm gonna do that one more time. Dumb bitch.
Yes.
Dr. Sydney Watson, whoever the fuck that is, on Indian food and how she appropriates Indian culture. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay,
what is
here's
that?
The thing. Okay. Oh, I got a lot to say.
Okay.
Because, bitch, now you touched me in my community. Okay, we're all like, don't white people stop fucking with black people. Okay, bitch. Now you brought me into it, bitch. Let it go. Okay, I'm with you now.
This is fucking me up. Let's just talk about it now. Your fucking nose strip is not on.
No? Oh, it's off. It's because I'm sweating.
Like, as you was talking about the whole like Luke Bryan shit, slowly but surely I saw that motherfucker coming up, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just the heat from his anger.
I'm sweating. I tried to wear it during a workout once, immediately off. Okay, I'll just struggle breathing to get through this. Here's
just
the
wipe
deal.
your nose. Just wipe your nose off with a towel.
I'm an oily bitch.
Just snick it up. Stick it up.
You can't like put it back. You have to get a new one and all that. Anyway, I'll just suffer. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Can you explain what that is for? I don't even know.
No, I got to explain why I called her a dumb bitch first.
Okay.
And why I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Because here's this. This is my little side note. I'm sick of the like place we're in right now, where it's like, don't call out people because they're this. Like, you can't call out a gay person because they're gay. You can't call out a woman because she's a woman. Don't you dare do that. You can't call out like a minority because they're this. I hate that. I think she's a dumb bitch, and I'm going to get into why. And that's okay. And that's okay that I think that. I don't think she's a dumb bitch because she's a woman. I think that woman is a dumb bitch. It's like when, no, seriously, it pisses me off. Like, because people will do shit and they'll be like, well, like that's homophobia. You're calling out a gay person. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no. That gay person sucks. Like,
yeah, it's like that transgender girl with Mr. Beast.
Yes. Like, what's her name? I don't even remember.
I don't know. It don't matter.
But it's like, you can call out people who are a minority and that's okay. If they are shitty people, it does not negate the fact that they're a shitty person. Now, let me get why into this woman being a dumb bitch.
Yeah, like explain this.
So this bitch. So she, I'll actually read you exactly what she said.
Okay. Yeah, because I've never heard of this girl. I shouldn't say girl. I never heard of this lady a day in my life, and I'm not really sure.
All right. This guy, Jeff, he tweets picture of Indian food saying Indian food is the best. Fight me. Okay. She says She says it really, really isn't. Then she made another tweet saying that, like, that's fine. If you don't like Indian food, whatever. Then she goes
Indian food. Never mind.
Then she goes on and she.
What?
Oh, I thought you were gonna get nasty. Then she goes on and she says in another separate tweet, if your food requires you to put dirt spices all over it in order for it to be palatable, your food is not good. Okay. We'll start there.
Hey, yeah. Is this a white woman?
Boy, please. Can I zoom in far enough?
Hey,
of course it's a white woman. And I'm going to show you how white she is, and you'll be like, oh, I get it. Okay? It pisses me off. If your food that's the whitest thing I've ever heard. She probably doesn't even bathe either. Okay? If your food requires you to have spices on it, she boils chicken.
She said dirt spices.
Dirt spices.
I get my homegirl to sock you in your jaw pocket, nigga. What do you mean dirt spices?
Okay, but that
is so racist.
Oh, no, it gets even better. You want to know why? Because she's also appropriating Indian culture. She sells chai tea. Okay? She sells tea. Okay, let me get into this. She sells bourbon barrel chai tea. Okay? And oolong tea, all these kinds of teas. Okay? You know, Indians and teas. They're very serious about their black tea. Okay? Let me tell you. Okay. Cinnamon, ginger root, cloves. Those are just 3 of the things that are in her tea. All fucking dirt spices. So that's what pisses me off. It's like, if you're going to appropriate it, at least, like, that's the difference between appropriation and appreciation.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about?
Please.
If you need to have dirt spices, your food isn't good. You're literally selling it and profiting off of it and making money off of it. You're like, that shit blows my mind. Don't disrespect the culture. But that's what white people do.
Let me back up a little bit. Did she say dirt? Like, are those like,
dirt spices?
They're called dirt spices?
No, she's calling them dirt spices because, like, they're from the ground.
Oh, I thought she was saying dirt spices like that. Okay, so maybe it wasn't racist then. To call them, I thought calling them dirt spices was
calling it. It is rude. Okay, how do I say it? It wasn't said to be nice. It's not. You don't call cinnamon a dirt spice. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm asking. Like, I don't know if
that's like where that comes from. You're not saying it to be nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stupid bitch. She pisses me off so much.
Where does cinnamon come? I'm sorry. Go ahead. My ADHD is all over the place.
We can talk about where spices come from.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But yeah, and that's like the thing that pisses me off is it's like, first of all, no one fucking asked for your opinion, but that's okay. You can give it like we all do. Second of all, the fact that she would literally go online and when someone says something is good, you got to be like, it's not. Then not only are you saying that to yuck someone's yum, you got to go and sell the thing you're saying is so disgusting.
That's like going, Chinese food is the most disgusting thing in the world, and then turn around and selling oolong tea.
She's selling oolong tea as well, so. Why can't people appreciate and partake in other cultures without being accused of appropriation? Because they're two different things. Mm-hmm. So, how to appreciate... There's a white one in the chat, everybody. It's my mother. My mom asks that, you know? And I think it's a good question. My dad's brown, my mom's white, and those questions exist, like, you know? And so, how to appreciate versus appropriate. So how to appreciate is you see another culture and you go, that's amazing. I want to try that. I want to partake in that. I want to taste that, experience that, like whatever that is. And it's different. I mean, like you can see it and want to experience it and not want to claim it as your own.
Mm-hmm.
So like when someone is selling an Indian thing without acknowledging where it comes from. I think some of the best things is when the description of something is like, I experienced this because this comes from this and it did this for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a good way to do it. Like the best way to appreciate is to show where they came from and not try to claim it as your own.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that discussion comes around hairstyles, right? People will be like, well, I love box braids. I love locks. I love these. Why can't I do it? And when something is rooted in racism. So like I just learned the other day, I think yesterday, was so interesting. I just learned the term dreads is racist.
Okay.
Because it came from the fact that locks were what black people called their hair when they would like do the style.
Mm-hmm.
When they were colonized and then sold into slavery, they had locks. The British people would call them dreadful. So that's how dreadlocks started. Yeah, I didn't know that. I talked to the chat about it yesterday and everybody was like, oh my God. No, I didn't even know that.
That computes, okay.
Because you know how there's people who are like, I don't call them dreadlocks. They're not dreadlocks, they're locks. Like there's a big thing about that. Alicia has said she hates when people call them dreads. She likes to call them locks.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And that I looked it up because I saw it on TikTok. Somebody had said something and I was like, what? Dreads? And because somebody was talking about dreads and she was like, no, I accidentally call them dreads all the time, but I have a client who is always like, they're locks. Yeah, and so I looked it up. But yeah, it's because, you know how British people are like dreadful, the little accent? It came because they were calling their hair dreadful. So that's where it came. And that's why when it's like, it's not about race, everything's about race. It's all rooted in something. So when people take a hairstyle and then they call it, who was that white lady that Kim used to call it? She didn't call them box braids. She called them, or people call them boxer braids because boxers wear them in braids. I'm like, okay, please. Yeah, I can't remember, but there's a white lady who, she's super famous and she would do her hair. Bo Derek braids. It's just a white lady.
Who the fuck is Bo Derek?
Very famous white lady who did that
Not
hair.
that famous. I don't know that whore.
She, no, older.
Oh, okay.
Like she's older now. But anyway, so that's like, yeah, when you take something and you don't understand where it came from, it's okay to not
or
always
when you
understand.
take something and you try to like morph it into something that fits your like palette of stuff, you know what I mean? Like if you go to find some sort of like traditional like food recipe or something like that from a different culture, and then you take that and instead of like following the how it's set up, you just go, oh well, I'm gonna just throw like milk in it, or like I'm gonna just throw cheese
and
on
it something else,
and just call it something else, or just call it what that thing is. But like that's not what it is because it's not how it's traditionally made. So you're just trying to take this shit, especially when it's like.
Do you remember was it mahjong? I don't know how to say those. The dominoes. Were you there for that on TikTok?
The dominoes. No.
You know that domino game? I don't know what culture it's from because I've never played dominoes, but it's like called. Is it Mahjong? Majong or something?
It's okay. I know what you're talking about.
This white lady was selling them and calling them something else. And everybody went crazy being like, ma'am, please. But
that's super wild.
A lot of it comes from when people try to tell you. So it's like, you may not know, right? That like, we're such a melting pot now, especially in America, that like, you see things, and when people are living proudly, like you see that, you don't know. We don't all know everything. We don't all know almost anything. Like you don't know till you know. But it's when people tell you, oh, that's where this came from. What you're doing is from this. And then you get defensive. Now I know you don't appreciate. Okay. And that's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
What crosses the line from liking to appropriate?
You want to do it in the mic so I can hear you?
Well, I can't see.
Oh, okay.
You got to read it.
It said, what crosses the line from liking to appropriating? How do you know you don't? How do you know? I'm sorry. How do you know you don't know what you need to know? Everyone's perspective is different. Wait, what time you say?
No. So what I do when I add curry to every recipe?
Yeah.
No, but I'm not claiming it's my own. Let me tell you that. Yeah. That's the difference. You can add, because that's a huge part of culture too, is you take spices that you like and you add it to other things. That's a part of culture. The difference is I'm not selling it and I'm not calling it, because what you will hear is every time I make a dish, I talk about I'm adding Indian spices to it. I'm adding Caribbean spices to it.
Which I think is another part of it that, like, I don't think people kind of know or, like, understand too, is that, like, when it comes to certain things, like, there's a lot of shit that's, like, morphed together from two separate cultures. That's, like, another thing.
That's what Trinidad is.
Like, I remember I was listening to this podcast. I wish I can remember the exact name of the dish, but there is this dish. It's like back in, like, the early 1800s, mid 1800s, like, I learned that the Dutch started to do a lot of trading with the Japanese for whatever fucking reason. And a lot of Dutch people started to move to Japan to, like, you know, because of, like, trade and, like, whatever, blah, blah. But, like, in Dutch people...
DL trade.
In Dutch people living... DL trade is crazy. DL trade is really crazy. In Dutch people living in close proximity to Japanese people, then you start to get these two cultures that mesh together and hanging out together. People starting to fuck and make kids and, like, it's all type of shit that's just, like, blending together. And they came up with a dish that's, I think it's really, like, it's known as a traditional Japanese dish today, but, like, the origin of it is from, like, some Dutch influence. So it's like shit like that happens too, that kind of just, like, muddies the water too, because it's like, is this Dutch, is this Japanese, is it appropriation for a Dutch nigga to make this dish because it's a Japanese dish? But the, you know what I'm saying, like, shit, it's all this. We're all just people, man.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's just, like, acknowledging where
something originated from, appreciating where it originated from, and when you participate in something that is not of your culture, understanding that it's not of your culture and not taking it, bastardizing it, and turning it into something that you think that it should be. Like, if there's a, I guess the best way I can describe it is to go back to the hair shit, is like when like white people walk around with, like, dreads or, like, braids and shit like that. It's like, you said what?
Locks.
Oh, I'm so used to calling them dreads.
I
so
kept
it's just
saying
like
it over and over, and I was like, fuck,
whatever.
Fuck.
But shit like that, like the different hairstyles and shit like that, or just like the
indigenous people with their braids. Like, there's so many different kinds
shit
of
like that, or just even just like the Black American culture, like clothing aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? Like how now a lot of these white kids walking around with these white Air Forces and these baggy pants and these big shirts and shit like that, which is appropriation, but also whatever. I don't know, but the appropriation part of it is
America made it so hard.
Yeah, the appropriation part of a lot of that shit, at least in my eyes, is that back in 2001, I was a problem for having baggy pants and Air Forces and all this shit like that. We're talking about
sagging.
But as time went on, and now all these aesthetics that other white people decided was cool and trendy and hip and cool and shit like that, now y'all taking bits and pieces of what it was from this American Black culture, putting it into y'all wardrobe, and now it's just, it's cool now to wear white Air Force Ones. But back then, it wasn't cool for y'all to wear that. It was like ghetto if you had baggy pants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. But it's also the question of, like, are these people, like, not appropriate? Are they appropriating, or are they just, like, enjoying?
Wow, I really like the way that.
I really like that. Yeah,
so because there are generations who don't understand that because they didn't experience that and didn't grow up going, forget my words, but that looks ghetto. You know what I mean? Like when you see things and the way people, like, use the word ghetto and, like, what it is attributed to as far as, like, fashion and style and all of these things. There are people who really didn't experience that, and they see that, who are younger, and they go, oh my God, I love the way that looks. Right. So it's hard. And especially as we grow and change and cultures mesh and things become more, how do you say, less, I guess, has things become less hated and less demonized and less attached to a negative stereotype about a culture. Like that's how, I mean, melting pots exist.
That's how they work.
But yeah, I think food is just so sacred, especially to brown culture. Food is so important. Spices are so important, and they're it's like cooking in brown culture is very, I don't know, it's very important. It's a huge part of, like, culture. And so when you trash that culture, but then turn around and sell what you're trashing, like that blows my mind.
It's like, bitch, you sound crazy.
That's the difference between appropriation and
crazy
appreciation.
as hell. You obviously selling this shit just because it's like trendy or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. And not everybody's a perfect person. But when somebody, as somebody who is, a white passing person, when somebody tells me new information about something that is rooted in something I didn't understand or know, my response cannot be like, I'm being attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to be open to it. It just blows my mind that people aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I said, as a white person, it doesn't matter how respectful or how much we appreciate something, we are automatically racist or appropriating before even given a chance to show or acknowledge our appreciation, which is true.
I agree with that.
Which is true, but you also got to understand, because I hear that opinion for white people a lot, which is that like I'm actually like partaking in this because I care about the culture. I've learned this shit. Yeah. Like I'm just interested in it, and
guilty till proven innocent.
I'm appreciating it. But
you're
just automatically assumed to be like a. You said what?
They're guilty until proven innocent, right?
Yeah.
Which sounds like the justice system towards black people.
That's very true.
I was like, oh my God, that is exactly what that sounds like.
No. It's very like there are white people who engage in stuff and, they just automatically seen as racist. But you also got to understand that like for the longest time, even today, nowadays, and I'm gonna try to say this as nicely as I can, but I'm gonna just keep it real. Like, there is no other race of people globally who have done more like appropriation and more like harm and bastardization of other people's cultures than white people. And so whenever somebody sees a white person doing something that is not native to whatever their culture is, the automatic assumption is that you doing it to try to just take some shit or like repackage some shit. You trying to just come over here, steal whatever the fuck it is you want to steal, go back and just like flip it for 10, 20, 30,000 times whatever the fucking actual like price of what the shit is, which is shitty.
Yeah.
But you also got to see from like the people of color side, which is that like every time you niggas come in here, y'all taking shit, leaving shit fucked up, and you never come back and give us back anything. Like we never benefit from you coming through and stepping in here to learn shit from us. Yeah, there's no
spotlight. It's a like taking usually.
Like you come in, you do shit, you take it, you go the fuck on, and then everybody's on your dick about it, and they just forget where the fuck it came from. Which again is not fair.
Mm-hmm. It is correct. Like, you are right that is what.
But that's just how it is. Like that is what it is. Like that's something we gonna have to fix as like a human race. You know what I mean? Like that's just it is. That's it, bro.
Because it's hard, and people can say all day. Because I was kind of gonna say that. I was like, you can say all day, like, but I'm not racist. Like maybe ancestors and things were, but it's like you do have to have. It's hard to, but you do have to have some like maybe introspection is the word. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like a perspective of like, imagine how you feel today.
Mm-hmm.
Now times that by thousands of years of the people of color. And I mean, you enjoy a food or you enjoy a hairstyle or you enjoy a thing today, and like you feel like, oh my God, I'm being attacked for that. Now imagine being murdered for it. Imagine you put on braids or you did your hair in braids. Imagine you ate a certain food because that is a part of it. Like cultures, people don't understand how. That's why I say Indian culture and brown culture food is so important, because you were not allowed to be given that food. If you were given that food, they found you eating that food. If you did this, murdered, dead, whatever. They'd starve you. Okay. When people talk about like chitlins and those kinds of foods, and there's like people say, well, that's ghetto. That's this. Only like black people like that, because that's what they were given. What you don't understand is the scraps and those things. And people like talk about soul food, and they say how like soul food and like black people eat like this and this and this. When people take a kind of food or a hairstyle or something that they were forced to have because they weren't allowed to have the good part of the chicken or the good part of the hog or the good part of the cow. They weren't allowed to have those things. You were given the scraps, and then they turn around and make it a cultural delicacy, and now it's seen as ghetto. It's like, what do you want? You know what I mean? It's hard. to like
it's pretty
see
steep.
the perspective from like a like white is the wrong word because it's like there's lighter skinned people who are like that.
Yeah.
Like just lighter skinned people. Like if you aren't from a marginalized background, not even like
or a certain like demographic.
Yeah.
Like I like here, I kick it to you like this, right? As a man, right? There have been times where I have been falsely like identified as like one of these fuck niggas. Like I remember it was a long time ago. I was at this like rap event out in Detroit, and there was this girl. It was me and a bunch of my friends, but like at the end of my like group of friends was like this random girl, and so like I tried to go over and stand next to my homegirl, and so I asked the girl like, "Yo, like, can I like get over here real quick?" And she wasn't moving, so I was like, "Whatever, I'm gonna just like stand like just off to the side a little bit." But I didn't realize I was right in front of her. So after the event had ended, because it was one of my friends, it was Che's event. After it had ended, the girl had tweeted out towards Che like, "You should have said something to your big linebacker friend for being in my way. Like, I can't like, why do men like blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, yo, baby, I didn't know that it was all that. Like, I wouldn't have even like, you know what I'm saying? But instead of like jumping down her throat and being mad at her for trying to categorize me as one of these little fuck niggas that just don't give a fuck about women or whatever the fuck they doing, I understood, yo, like it's a lot of men that go out here and do bullshit towards women and like disrespect women and shit like that. So like, she saw me as that because other niggas do shit like that she didn't like. You know what I mean? And like, again, like as a man, like I know in certain places or in certain situations, like I can't do or say certain things around women because I don't want them to be uncomfortable and think that I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. And that's just something that I just did. Like, it is what it is. I just deal with it. Like, fuck it. It's like, whatever.
Stereotypes exist because there's truth in all stereotypes for the most part. You know what I mean? They stem from something, and then it just gets generalized and put on a lot of people, which is why all white people feel like they are being targeted. You know what I mean? I want you to cook with curry, bitch. I want you to enjoy good things and whatever.
Because the shit is bussin', my nigga.
I want you to experience other cultures. I think it's beautiful. I mean, people took it the wrong way that time that you said white people are the only people who want to experience other people's cultures. They took it the wrong way because I don't think they understood that like you weren't saying experience. You were saying like take and I deserve to be in this headdress. I deserve that. I think it was just the wording that maybe confused people because I think everybody wants people to experience that. And I think that's such a beautiful thing. Everybody should experience different foods. I think that's what makes the world so cool. And I'm coming from somebody who is a mutt. I'm literally so many different, I'm so many different nationalities and things in my background. And I want to visit them all. And I want to experience all of their foods. And I think everybody should, because that is what makes you appreciate, I think. To experience another culture is to appreciate them. But you also have to understand where it comes from. Yeah.
She said, I absolutely agree with that, and I do see the flip side. My question is, at what point do we try to break the stereotypes and try to move forward without looking or feeling the same way at a white person without seeing what the whole race did at one point, and without looking at the other race and their stereotypes? I always feel the need to apologize for what my race has done in the past, and it weighs on me even though I personally haven't done anything and can't control or change what happens.
That's a very big and I think popular opinion. You know what I mean? I think a lot of white people see the injustice that has happened, and a lot of eyes have been opened, and I think that is a huge thing, but I think people are afraid to ask, which is why, like, we're gonna say this. I know that there is a fuck white people conversation all the time. It's not all white people, but I'm open to all these conversations, and I would love to talk about these things because I learn as well. You know what I mean? And there are a lot of colored people who don't want to have those conversations and don't feel like it's their job.
Colored people is crazy.
People of color.
Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah. Great. Here we go. I'm racist, everyone. There are a lot of people who have color on their skin.
Go ahead, bro.
Who feel like it isn't their responsibility. You know what I mean? And that's not my job to teach you.
Respectfully, I don't think that's my like job.
Yeah, I don't think it's your job, right? I like what Garcelle said when she said, if you don't see color and you don't look at me and see these things and stereotypes or whatever, and you don't see all of this, you don't see me, right? If you act like it doesn't exist, then you don't see me in my experience. She says, like, I want you to ask questions. If you're genuinely curious, like, safe space, you can ask me. Don't come at me with some dumbass shit though. But you can absolutely ask questions. And that's what I feel like. Don't feel afraid to ask them.
But also too, I feel like we are getting to a place, like, culturally. I think 2020 probably did a good number on this.
Yeah.
Like,
it changed my life. I mean,
I think a lot of people started to open their eyes to see, like, the reality of the world that we live in, like, during 2020 and shit like that. And I think that a lot more people are, I mean, let's be real. Like, a lot of these kids, well, let me not say that because that's not an indicator, but I think that, like, race issues and, like, race disagreements and shit like that is
racial discussion,
like just
racial discourse?
just like race relations,
race
I should
topics.
say, just race relations.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, go on. I'll understand.
I think that, like, race relations are changing now because, like, it is true that not all white people are
horrible people.
But there's also the truth in that even if you aren't directly participating in, you know, the shit that whatever the fuck's going on, like, I don't want to say you benefit. What's what I'm trying to say? The effects of white supremacy is not just what it does to black people or people of color. The effects of white supremacy is in every single last person that you see in this, especially in this country. Because while my people were hunted down, killed, this and that, blah, 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 there's a gang, there's generations on generations on generations of white people who were fed lies, bullshit, misinformation, all shit like that, and they're reacting based off of that. And I think that we're all kind of starting to, like, understand that, but there's still, like, a lot of, like, friction points, I should say,
100%,
that people still have to, like,
break down
and work through. And part of that is to go back to the original point of the topic, a lot of that is, a point of that is when you see white people engaging in cultures that are not native to them.
Yeah. Because
I don't know if you're doing this because you are appreciating it or if you're appropriating it.
Because I don't think it's bad that you're doing it. I think it's your intention.
It's your intention, but I don't know that looking at you, and I can't tell that looking at you.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people of color, because of the history of this country and what has happened to every person of color, the immediate, again, I said this earlier, the immediate assumption is that you on some bullshit. But I think that, again, as time goes on and we be experiencing shit and people doing shit and people getting married to white people and having family with white people, like my sister-in-law is a white girl. My niece is essentially a white girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got my mother's brothers, like, I got, like, a nephew in Ohio that is white, like pure white. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, shit blending, shit changing, but it's still like we still not past. You got to think, bro. Like, the civil rights movement, slavery wasn't that long ago.
No.
The civil rights movement wasn't that long ago. Racial, like, discrepancies, racial issues and shit like that was not that long ago. My mother was a child when they was going around. I say this shit all the time. My mother was like 10 years old when they was still having black and white pools, and white people will go to black pools and throw acid on them because they just didn't like black people. Right? Like Donald Trump's father was a Klansman, or Donald Trump's dad was closely related to the Klansmen. Like, we still have Klansmen around. We still have like this shit is not. We not as far
back as people think.
It's not as far back as you think, and the effects of that shit is still relevant today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I know that there are generations of people who aren't racist, but those generations are still alive, and that's what I think is hard. Is like the people who had slaves are still alive, and there's people who had slaves who are still alive who are mad they legally can't.
And even past that, the people who has like 1865 is when slavery was abolished, but that don't mean that shit ended, and that don't mean that the ideologies of that shit ended. So you can imagine a 60-year, let's say a 40, 50-year-old, 1965, he loses all his fucking slaves. That nigga had kids. Yeah. His kids probably lived to be like what 30, 40, not 30, 40, like 50, 60 years old as well. That means that the motherfuckers live to see the 30s and 40s as grandparents. Or as like older people. Those people had kids as well, who then got old in the 80s and 90s, who had kids. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's crazy that there's people who lived through it all. Like, my grandma's what, like 92, 3? I don't know now. She's 90 something.
Yeah, she was born in the 20s.
And she was born and raised on a plantation.
You know what I mean?
And like, she's still alive today.
Literally.
You know? And so it's I think there's just it's hard. You don't want to say, you're white and you did this, you're racist. But it's hard because when you think about the timeline, you know what I mean? Residential schools where they were literally killing indigenous babies was less than like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. Like, I understand we're moving forward as a society and we're educating and we're doing things, but that's the only way. The only way is to like continue the conversation.
Yeah, no, my whole point is just that, like, because of how close this shit is, there's still like,
there's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do, and there's still like emotions and feelings about shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, my best friend Kelly, her dad was walking around with like Martin Luther King and them. Yeah. That's like a direct nigga who had direct contact with Martin Luther King and the civil rights movement.
Which friend did you have that was like the first black nurse? Or
Alicia. Her grandma was the first black nurse in hospital in Toledo, and she has I could go to this woman's house today and hear stories about how they call her the nigga nurse and was spitting on her. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit not that long ago, so we still gonna have the effects of that. Now, 50 years from now, we gonna have this conversation? Maybe not.
Yeah, who knows?
100 years from now? Maybe not. But today is why that shit is like that. And so if you are a white person who feels as though like you taking the brunt of whatever the fuck happened in the past, and you feel like you getting attacked because you got to face that shit from some shit you didn't have nothing to do with, you got to just understand that. Like,
part of me is like tough titties, because imagine now what, you're not going to be killed for it though. Like, that's what's hard. And I want to be delicate when I say it, because obviously like,
but that's real. Like,
you won't be killed for it though. Don't worry. Like, it's not that deep, but that's what's hard, you know?
Anyway, we done got on some bullshit. Let's get back to this motherfucking topics, my nigga. We done went.
That's how I fucking.
We done went full blown left in this motherfucker, and we wasn't supposed to do that. No way.
This one pisses me off.
A man falls in a lion enclosure.
Lion. Yes. Let me read this.
Oh, you have the story.
By the way, this is from 2016. This story.
Okay.
But it's making rounds now again.
All right.
And I have the same feelings I thought about it then, because these things still happen. Okay. A man who, R.I.P. Harambe. A man climbed into a lion enclosure, okay? Didn't fall. He climbed into a lion enclosure, stripped down, taunted them into attacking him, okay? They killed the lions, obviously, okay? They're dead.
This nigga jumped into a motherfucking lion.
The two beloved animals died in front of a massive crowd. Okay, here's how I feel, because this has to do with Harambe. This has to do with all those. But you see how you always see like, oh, a woman puts her hand in the fucking cage and the chimp rips her arm off. There was the lady who literally she backed up to take a picture and it ripped her face off. Okay. I don't feel bad for you if you get ate up by that animal. Not even one fucking bit. And this is why...
Who does?
The reason I'm talking about this, all the comment sections, like, people actually... Like, it blows my mind. Literally blows my mind. People really are like... Now, there are people who are like, you know, R.I.P. Harambe and all these things. And, like, the animals, like, God, like, why? Why did you do that? Zoos are already abuse, because it's not a sanctuary. What people don't understand is a lot of sanctuaries are, like... massive land plots where these animals live relatively normal lives compared to their animals, you know what I mean, or their whatever they are, species. They're already in a zoo in a little tiny fucking little cage, whatever they are, and then you fall into it, You jump into it. You put your hand into it. You do whatever. You should die.
Well, you're going to.
No, you know why they don't die? They don't die because they kill the animal. The people come out and they shoot the animals and they kill them. Mm-hmm. Okay? When that kid fell into the monkey thingy because his dumbass parents weren't fucking paying attention, bitch should have pushed you into.
Wait, they should have took that boy from them kids, because how the fuck your baby end up in a anyway?
How? There's literally multiple, and that's the other thing is like there is never a just like reach in. You have to climb over a thing. There's multiple barriers that you have to go through. Okay. A lot of times the animals are not actually showing like I'm gonna kill this kid. Mm-hmm. Like. Especially gorillas. Gorillas are very much like, come here, young lad.
Come here, baby.
This is mine. You ever seen a gorilla with a kitten? The cutest shit you've ever fucking seen. Mm-hmm. Okay?
That's some cute ass shit right there, boy.
If you... oh my God, there was this one in the gorilla. He had a kitten. Mm-hmm. He like a kitten climbed in and they were just like, oh my God, like, this is so cute. Like, he loves this kitten. They let him have it. Mm-hmm. The kitten passes away. The gorilla's crying, like literal tears. So now I'm crying. Like, I sobbed.
Oh, yeah.
I saw they got him a new kitten and it was the cutest thing ever. But like literally when the kitten died, like he knew, they explained it to him. Like he knew, because gorillas are literally so smart. Mm-hmm. Anyway, if your fucking dumbass falls in, too bad. Like they should work. Thank you for subscribing, Mars. I love you. They should have to try to save you 100%. But my other thing is like, if you choose... or if you get yourself into a situation where you can be harmed by nature, that is no one's responsibility but your own. And I don't feel bad. Like, it blows my mind that the comment sections are all like, thank God he was saved. Thank God he would have... Thank God you just killed, like, already held in captivity animals for your dumbass fucking opinion. If you put your arm in a chimp cage and it rips you in there, tough titties. Get ripped apart. Like
that dude that had that video. I don't know if I should show this video about that dude that was putting his finger in the lion's like cage, and the lion fucking grabbed that nigga finger and ripped it back, and you heard the pop and you saw the bone. Like,
good.
Why you sticking your finger in there?
People just like natural selection. Sorry, you gotta go. Stupid I don't know. I think anytime if that animal has to die because of your dumb opinion and you live, you should have some crazy fucking bajillion-dollar fine. Whatever that animal or those animals like cost or made or whatever thing, the zoo should be able to sue you. But also zoos shouldn't really exist. But like the zoo should be able to sue you.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I just saw this and it pissed me off.
They just said there's a story about a lady that had a chimp from birth and kept him as a pet. His name was Travis and was feeding him regular people food and wine and Xanax. And Xanax, and when the ladies Xanax is crazy.
Just wait a sec.
You giving a chimp Xanny bars? You letting a chimp take footballs to the face?
This is why humans are the worst. They're the worst. They're actually the worst.
Xanax?
Animals are like not inherently bad. Like people suck. Like people are the fucking worst. You were giving Xanax, please. I can't.
Xanax. My nigga.
Like this is some woman from Beverly Hills who's having a hard day.
Well, she had a super hard day once I get to the end of this thing. Gave him Xanax, and when the lady's friend came to the house, the chimp ripped her face off.
Yeah.
Because she dyed her hair and Travis didn't recognize her and took her as a threat.
Okay. Like these animals are not meant to be people.
Listen, there's a reason why most people have dogs and cats.
And even we say all the time.
Hamsters.
I can't even believe this puppy could literally turn on us and murder us.
Pigeons, parrots.
Parrots is crazy. They're scary. I don't know. Birds. I can never have a bird. Birds freak me out.
You know what I mean? Like gerbils, like things that we know
we can handle.
We could handle. You niggas getting lions and chimps and iguanas and bears and motherfucking cougars.
Yeah. I feel like we have
ferrets and shit.
We have a pretty good intel on dogs and a lot of research on dogs and cats and stuff, but there's a reason why we don't. Like,
why are people trusting non-domesticated animals in general is my fucking question.
And like, I get it. Like, you know, when I dated people from the Caribbean and they found out that people had dogs as pets, they were like, it's weird that you have them like in your house and things.
Because they're
and that
outside.
They're not like, whatever. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like again, culture is so different. You ever see those fucking the Indian people with their like fucking lions and cheetah pets? Like, those are crazy to me.
A pet lion is crazy.
Yes, TikTok has made me feel like I must have a sloth. I must have a cougar. I must have a panther.
I really need a capybara for sure.
100%. I feel like that might be closer to a dog.
I need like a panda bear, you know?
Well, they have to be in captivity because they just keep killing themselves.
Because they're gonna die.
But I think maybe when these things happen and like the animal to me is never to blame because it's an animal. And I think any animal, even the dog, can turn on you. And you do see that happen. That does happen. Mm-hmm. Okay. I know somebody who had a dog of a very large breed. Mm-hmm. And that dog attacked and bit somebody more than once. Mm-hmm. They had to put it down. Mm-hmm. They were given that sign because it happened. And then they didn't do anything after that to ensure that wouldn't happen again. Whether it was keeping the dog at a distance or keeping it in a safe environment or training it. Mm-hmm. Whatever. And that dog gets put down. I never looked at that person the same ever again because you did that. That dog didn't bite someone and get put down. That dog showed you time and time again how uncomfortable they were in certain environments, and you continued to put them in it. So now, to me, you get put down.
That is fucking wild.
People don't understand. I have way more empathy for animals. Crazy. I'm literally Lisa Vanderpump when fucking, I don't know who it was, somebody on Housewives was like, it's clear that you have more empathy for animals than you do the women in this group. Mm-hmm. Yes! Because these are pure beings who are reacting off of like all they know.
Animal instinct, yeah.
And they can learn so much. Mm-hmm. They can learn so much and be taught so much. Animals are so smart. Mm-hmm. It's what you give them. And yes, there are animals with chemical imbalances, and that is a huge thing, but it's up to you. Like Leah, oh my God, like her dog Blue, like only met Miguel like a month after, even though they live together, because she's like, I have a reactive dog, and so I'm working in that environment. Right. So knowing what you have, I don't know. I think people are dumb as fuck, and it's never the animal's fault.
No, because it's a fucking animal,
and it only knows what you know, or like how you.
And it's a fucking animal.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, a woman eats her late husband's ashes.
Okay, this is fucking amazing. Let me read you this.
Like she sprinkled that nigga on some like.
I mean, this is the most amazing thing.
On some ground beef.
No, this is amazing.
Did she grill it?
I love this woman.
Okay.
I love this woman.
Okay.
So, this woman has a book called The Widow's Guide to Dead Bastards. Author Jessica Waite opens up about how she literally ate her late husband's ashes. Okay. Because she discovered his infidelity after he unexpectedly died. Okay. She shit him out. The ultimate get back, which is that cannibalism? The ultimate get back, bitch, you fucking ate his ashes and then you shit him out, bitch. You piece of shit.
No pun intended. She ate that.
Ate that up.
She ate that down.
Isn't that iconic? But also,
that's the ultimate getting your lick back.
What state is it no longer, like, of what state of the physical body is no longer cannibalism? Like, is that legal? Because it's not legal to spread ashes in an ocean. It's not legal to, like, do things with ashes a lot of times.
True.
Can you snort ashes?
I've heard of people doing that, but I don't know if that's, like, online.
Snorting ashes,
like snorting their dead homies and shit is weird as hell.
Snorting the dead homies.
Some people take their dead homies' ashes and put it in the blunt and they smoke their dead homie.
That is crazy. I've heard of people turning it into like rings, and it's really beautiful.
Yeah, rings, like little vinyl CDs, just like their favorite songs on it. So like, did she? So I'm curious. Like, how did she prepare him? Because it's a powdery substance, so like she had to have had like. Mixed it with some moisture or something. Like you can't just like put powder Well, I guess you can.
She mixed. They mix with the teary water, a mineral mud on the back of my tongue, and then I swallow it.
Oh, she just took it straight to the face. She ain't even put it in no food.
Made it into a little mud. It's beautiful.
She ate dead nigga mud.
It's beautiful. Beautiful. It's beautiful. I love when women do those kinds of things. Like, remember when that woman like chopped the man's dick off because he like cheated or something? Like, it's beautiful.
And let's park here for a second.
It's beautiful
because hell. This is saying that hell has
no fury
no
like
fury
a
scorned woman.
Woo!
And you niggas keep playing with these women like they not cuckoo in the motherfucking new tube.
Like you didn't make them cuckoo.
You hear me? She could be your best friend or your worst enemy.
1 minute you're saying I do, and the next minute she's eating your ashes and shitting you out on a Tuesday.
1 minute y'all getting married, and the next minute you're in the septic tank, friend. That's how you want to play it? Bro, that is a level of like vengeance I don't even think I possess. Like,
I know her confidence is so high. You cannot tell her shit about herself.
No, but also sidebar, if I knew who she was, I would never. That bitch is crazy to me. I would never talk to her again.
I love it. I'm like, you're a queen. You're a literal fucking queen.
No, you're crazy because why are you eating ashes?
You're a queen. Bitch, so I can shit that dumbass bitch out. And that's exactly what I would say. And I would tell them that next man, hey, don't fuck up. You know what happened to the last guy? I shitted on him. Man, I just shitted on him.
I shitted him out. Can you plug this up before this dies? Timmy said, oh, we will get our lick back.
Yes. And you're just lucky. That's what happened when you were dead. Imagine if she found out you were alive.
Brother, man.
Bro, you'd be a hamburger. Should have turned you into fucking mac and cheese, bitch.
I'm screaming. Okay, so this is the topic I put down.
Yeah, this is Edmon's first topic today. I don't know what this is.
Well, I'll explain it to you.
Okay, great.
So there's a TikToker named Chris Valenti. I like him. He seems cool. Mm-hmm. He came out. He did a video where he was talking about the people in Florida during Hurricane Helene. His whole take was basically like, if his whole thing was like, you know, I'm seeing people talk about like losing their house and their dogs and their friends, blah blah blah. But like the state gave them warning to leave and they didn't go. So like, I don't have no empathy for you. After that, people was flooding his comments. You're a piece of shit. You're a disgusting human. Why would you say that? People need help. I saw some people make like stitches talking about nobody asked for your pity. Nobody asked for your opinion, blah, blah, blah. So he came out with a second video where he said, I'm going to double down on what I fucking said, which is that if you had the means to leave and you didn't leave, I don't have shit for you, baby doll. Mm-hmm. Which people, again, under his comments, you're a shitty person, blah, 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 this and that, third, woo, woo, woo. He made an apology video later, basically saying that like what he was saying, he still stands on if you didn't leave, fuck you, but
by choice. That's what
by choice.
Misunderstanding.
If you didn't leave by choice, it's fuck you. But he should have specified that because he was speaking like very like general in the first two videos. So he specified it to Florida, it's like that. People still saying that he's a piece of shit. Let me tell you something. And I'm gonna just say this with my whole goddamn chest. And if you are from Florida and you have signal, let me tell you something. If you could have left and you kept your ass there and your whole living room, dining room, kitchenette set looks like a pond, okay? If there's gators and sharks swimming in your tub as we speak, that's a motherfucking you problem. If you had the means to get the fuck out.
I think that's how he should have led into that. Me and chat on Twitch talked about it like for a couple days in a row of how like there's so many different things, but that's why I think he should have specified, because it is almost impossible to get out. You know what I mean?
Now it is, yeah.
And like the resources to get out. I mean, for some reason, even though it's illegal, these flights companies, they're price gouging. Hotels are price gouging, and people like physically cannot afford it. There's people without cars. There's people who can't even make it in time.
Absolutely.
To buses. And if you look at the highways, they are back the fuck up. But again, there are so many people who are making TikToks going like, I'm not fucking leaving. We'll see. I'm going to record the whole thing. And
there's so many people talking about this isn't even real. It's not. It's just a storm. It's just a thunderstorm. Nothing's gonna happen.
And it pisses me off because, again, if that's who I'm talking to, the people who are talking like that, not the people who physically can't get out, not the people who don't have the means to get out, not the people who don't have the money, not the people who don't even understand. Because there's people who don't understand. Because there was that one guy who was like, "Bitch, I'm not leaving. I don't have the money to do it." And then when he did his research on Milton and was like, "Oh fuck, I gotta go in debt to get out." Like. There are people who straight up are like, it's just a storm. I'm not leaving. I don't need to leave. I don't need to evacuate. I'm going to film the whole thing. Those people, you are putting so many people at risk because now not only are you stuck and need help and rescuing, now these rescue teams have to come in for you and risk their lives. And your ego is doing that. And I feel so horrible for the people who, I almost cried yesterday, reading stories about it.
Yeah.
Because there's stories of like elderly people who physically couldn't get out. They don't have a car. They had nobody to come rescue them. And they're like found wrapped around each other dead. Oh, it literally makes me want to cry. Like all the animals, all the things. So sad. There's people who are literally like, I can't evacuate with my pet. I'm dying with them. That'd be me. Let's be so serious. Like there's so many people who literally cannot get out who do need that like to be saved and who will eventually need to be rescued and airlifted and whatever, who survived this horrible thing, and you willingly put yourself in it and made a TikTok about it. That pissed me the fuck off.
Who the fuck just said it? Tammy. So many influencers stayed behind and having hurricane parties.
Yes.
A hurricane party?
There was this one though. She kind of ate. She see that? How you appreciate? Like I said, I probably shouldn't have said that she ate. That's called AAV. Oh my god, guess what? There was this. Oh my god, this is so sidetracked, but I'd have to say it. There was this one TikTok, and it was this gay guy, white, and his straight brother. They were doing the like, how straight guys say this, how white gays say, or not white guys. Sorry, he just is a white guy. How gays say it, and he was like, how would you say like she ate and whatever. How would you say like boots down, whatever. All the comments were like, hey, so this is just AAVE on both sides. Literally on the straight and gay side, all of this is just AAVE. Sorry. Anyway, but anyway, the girl, she did eat it up because she and her husband, they're rich as fuck. They built this house out of like crazy concrete and all this stuff. They were like, our house won't get washed away. Like this is what a part of what's so cool about, I mean, I know the Caribbean does take a huge beating, but their architecture in the people who can, their homes are built out of like fucking concrete and
like
the things
stone,
they're built.
yeah.
Yes, they're built out of things that can handle that that climate.
They're like the weather, yeah.
Yeah. Now again, not everyone, and like there are a lot that get wiped out, and it's not the.
I need to stretch that leg. Go ahead.
There are a lot that do get wiped out, but it's interesting. America is so quick to just like build a house and not even care about what it's built of, and so these people were like, "Yeah, we're not fucking leaving," and I'm going to explain why. Because my house will still be here, whatever. And I pray to God that it is, because Milton is a different beast. But yeah, so it's like there are people who physically cannot leave, and it makes me sick that you're going to throw a party. Even the out of touch aspect of that, I'm going to throw a hurricane party. Meanwhile, like people down the road, your neighbors, people all over,
your neighbors are dead.
All those people on the highway who aren't going to be able to get out are going to wash away in their cars. And you're throwing a hurricane party. Fine, throw your little party. It's like when people had COVID parties while everybody's fucking dying.
My fucking God.
So out of touch. And again, it's not your responsibility to be in touch, but sometimes just shut the fuck up. People just want views so bad that they're willing to say the dumbest shit. Why are people so fucking dumb? Like, do you ever hear about like people who aren't dumb? I don't.
I said, nope, dumb. If you don't evacuate during mandatory evacuation, they will not come for you. Oh.
I think more like right after is more what I'm talking about. Not like during. Like they're going to have to still risk their lives. Like Katrina. Oh my God, the prisons. Okay, I just learned what happened in the prisons during Hurricane Katrina. How they don't let them out. They just fucking drown.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up. Because so it just happened again. That's why people are talking about it. Mm-hmm. With, is it Helen? Who's the bitch?
Helene, I think.
Okay, Helene. When she came through, people were like, yeah, this is what happened. These are the names and ages of all the prisoners who were not able to evacuate. The police all leave the building and they just go, good fucking luck.
Yeah.
Like, that's so horrible.
They did that. They do that all the time.
That is
they did that during COVID.
That is so horrible. That, like, not that I think COVID is better, but, like, that's like a sickness. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where, like, you can die, and yes, it can spread and it can do all these things. But these people are literally sitting there awaiting their fate to drown and die.
Death, yeah.
To be crushed if the building comes down, to literally the cells and everything just fill up, and they literally just.
You better hope your cells on the top floor, yeah.
But even that, these people, like, it's not because the flooding is higher. Like, that is so insane to me. And if you are, not that it's like you can make that choice, but if you're a police officer, if you're the last person in there, if I was the last person in there and I'm clocking out, I couldn't imagine not just pressing that button and
just hitting the cells, opening up the cells, just release niggas to get the fuck up out of there. Yeah, don't nobody give a fuck about criminals, bro.
It makes me so sad, like that's how you went. And people are like, well, they shouldn't have been in jail. Are you fucking so dumb? Like,
that's easy for you to say as a nigga outside of the bars. You're not in a motherfucking cage that's filling up with water, bitch. What the fuck you mean they shouldn't have been in jail? First of all, let's you just glazing completely past the fact that a lot of motherfuckers in jail are in jail for some motherfucking bullshit because of racism.
It doesn't matter if they did it or not.
If they did it or not. Like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Makes me sad.
These are human beings, my nigga. You sick as fuck.
Like, even when you
just as sick as them, huh?
When your dad was talking about just like the conditions in there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure so many people froze to death or like died of heat stroke or whatever because they have nothing in there. Like, the conditions in prison are so horrible that, like, that makes me sad to think like people go through that just in general there. Not that they're supposed to have like luxuries, I guess, but like.
But imagine you did some shit like you robbed a store.
And imagine you were arrested wrongfully.
But fuck it, no. Let's talk about criminals. Fuck it. Okay. Let's say you robbed a store. Let's say you sold a brick of coke. Let's say you did something that, like, let's say you did some shit like that. Like, I deserve to drown to death.
Yeah.
Because I robbed a store, my nigga. Because I beat the shit out of a nigga.
Yeah. It just makes me so sad to think that like all those people are just sitting there and like the way we gotta move on. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, so no. If you could have got the fuck on and you didn't, bitch, fuck you.
Yeah.
I literally just drove a lady that survived Katrina for Lyft last week, and I've been thinking about it since. Yeah, like if you could have left and you didn't, fuck you. Like that bitch that got that had that beachfront home, and her motherfucker, she's like, I'm not gonna leave, and then her fucking shit flooded up, and then her friends was having the fucking boat parties. You remember that shit I'm talking? You remember that shit? It was this fucking white lady. She had this big ass beachfront property in Florida, and before Helene came and they were telling everybody to get the fuck up out of there, she like, no, I'm not going nowhere. I'm gonna stay where I'm at, blah 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 blah. But you dumb bitch, you're a fucking beachfront property. Who gonna be the first person to flood? You fucking. So her shit flooded terribly bad. It was fucking horrible. And she's rich enough to have a boat.
Right.
So she got on her fucking boat. Her and her rich neighbors got on their fucking boats and they got together and they will start drinking and playing music and they was having a fucking like, oh, our houses are fucking gone party. When it's like, bitch, you could have been the fuck gone because you can afford to get the fuck up out of here because you have a boat and beachfront property in Florida.
You know what this reminds me of? Camille Grammer. When they had, I know there's the fires every year, but do you remember that one year when like all of those
coast was on fire? Yeah.
She lost her home and she was like crying about it, which again, it's awful if your home burns down. But she's like, I grabbed my Basquiat and I put the art in the trunk of my fucking Rolls Royce and I fled on to my other home. You know what I mean? And she's like, her whole storyline was about how horrible it was that it happened to her. And like, yeah, you lost your stuff and all that stuff. But like, you are rich enough And it doesn't mean it doesn't suck, but you are rich enough that you have
another home to go to.
Your insurance is literally going to you're going to get so much. You're also like 40 plus millionaire, like 40 plus money. Like she got 40 million in her divorce. And like you have multiple homes. So you lost one of your homes. And then there are people who literally like won't ever have a home again. Like that was like their home. You know what I mean? And then like another woman on the show, she was in a rental and she lost all of her stuff. And then Camille just kept being like, yeah, well, it was just a rental, like whatever. And she's like, okay, so we both lost stuff, just so you know. Like, what the fuck? And I also didn't have another home to go to. But anyway, because I'm renting. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's the out of touchness is so stupid.
Super silly. Do we have a
Not did it freeze for anyone else?
Oh,
hi, are we here? Do you hear us? Hello?
Do we have a
Oh no, I wasn't talking to you. I wasn't speaking to you.
Do we have a right in?
Yeah, we still have some.
Okay. Well, we're going to get to the section of the show we like to call What's on Your Heart. It's where you can write in to me or him or wherever the fuck. If you join the Discord that we got now, you can just type it into the doodly-doo yourself.
The doodly-doo.
It's where you can write in for some advice, or if you want to vent and you want us to read what you pissed off about or whatever you have on your heart. You can just let us know, and then we'll probably read it aloud. What is it do you have today?
Why I never seem to be good enough for a woman. I guess because I'm not the bad man gangster type. And I hate that because it kind of piggybacks off of that girl last week we were talking about. How people feel like they have to be this stereotype of a person to be with people.
Yeah.
And it drives me nuts. Because I remember when you said to me, I saw my family do a gangster shit, and I was like, I'm not a gangster.
I'm not. It took one dead homie for me to realize that ain't for me.
Like one shootout for you to be like,
they shot that nigga how many times? No, I'm okay on drug dealing.
Yeah, not for you, not for you. Yeah, I think maybe just it's more of, I guess, for you in the way of like, how would that person navigate that? Because I know like,
I mean, it's hard, right? Because like you have the one side, okay. Because I don't want to sit here and just be like, just be yourself and find a person that likes you. Because I understand it's not that easy, especially like nowadays where like it seems like everybody on the internet has like the house and the money and the blah, blah, blah. And when you looking at that and you taking that in and being like, okay, I have to be that way in order to have like companionship or some shit like that. Hopefully y'all can hear us now that we got this dish out here. Steve just walked up with this big satellite dish.
He just got a bath, so his feet are extra itchy because they're dry.
Super duper itchy. But no, man, like I feel like if that's not you, then don't try to be that.
I think too, like
go ahead.
No, you go because I'll remember mine.
You sure?
Yes.
No, but like if that's not like you, like if you feel like you got to be the gangster type to like, you know what I'm saying?
You're looking for the wrong bitches.
You looking for the wrong whores, my nigga. Like you got to go find somebody that's like normal.
I think you don't want to be with someone who wants that kind of person anyway. Like what I think people, I don't know how old you are, but from my experience in my 30s now, and like people glamorize that lifestyle. But in the end, every happy person isn't with someone like that. Or if they were and they met someone like that and they were that person, like bad man person, they calm down and like they aren't that till death. You know what I mean? So in the end, kind of the comfort with that should be in knowing a peaceful life won't require that. And at some point, people want that peace. People want to trust who they're with. People don't want to look over their shoulders, you know? there's this thing of like the good guys never win. Oh, that's flipped over a sandal.
Okay.
The good guys never win. The good guys never. No, can you go lay in your bed? We're almost done.
Don't lay down, Scooby.
The good guys never win. Everybody wants the bad guy. Everybody wants the whatever. Lay down. Nope. Back up. But they do, because in the end, and it sucks because then what? You gotta wait till you're 30. You gotta wait till you're 40. You gotta wait till whenever. Like that sucks to feel.
Mm-hmm.
I said this a long ago in the podcast. This is my most boring relationship.
Mm-hmm. Ouch, thanks.
But how I said it then was because in the relationships where I felt like there was more passion, I confused passion for crazy rushes of emotion, of a scary thing would happen, or I was disrespected, or I was with somebody who was a bad man gangster type, and I wasn't treated well, and then they would do the bare minimum and treat me well, and I would be like, oh my God, this is the most love I ever felt. And it is the most love you've ever felt because they treated you like shit. Or you lived in a life where you were afraid of what was going on, or because of that lifestyle that they're in. And so when I say this is my most boring relationship, it's because this is the one where I don't have to worry. Like I'm not constantly going into a rush of emotions one day and feeling like, oh my God, it's over. Or, oh my God, is he cheating? Or, oh my God, is he in organized crime? Or is he doing these things in this lifestyle? Is he treating me poorly? Is he speaking to me disrespectfully? Like, I don't ever have to worry if you're going to speak disrespectfully to me, ever. But that was something I was pretty used to. And like, but I would give it back to the person I was dating or the amount of people. I mean, because it's just, that's how it was. And I think you get stuck in that and feeling like that's what it is. And that's what the dating pool is like. And that's who these people are. No, there are people who want to be happy.
There's just like regular people out there.
Yes.
They're just like normal things and like going out to eat and like really love like puzzles
and like watching shows together and like
shows.
They don't want to go to the club every 5 minutes and like they don't want to live a crazy life.
They don't drink 50 fucking fifths a week. Like
you can be like a normal person in society and you don't have to be. And there's people for them too. And that's okay. Like they can, like you can live whatever lifestyle you want. There's so many people in the world. That's why I just don't really understand the whole, like, there's no one left. I'm like, what are you talking about?
There's so many people.
There's so many people. I moved to another country. Sometimes.
Yeah, bro. I just think you got to just like, I think part of it too is like, you got to just like reassess whom it is you're looking for. Like if the only people you going for are the people who want these like gangster-fied ass, thug ass niggas, then maybe you need to sit back and go like, well, maybe I need to like not be with these toxic individuals, because at the end of the day, those are toxic people who want that.
Yes.
Like nobody, no
or it's
man
like what they
or
know
woman,
their parents are like that.
Right. Like no person who wants to be like that close to like and sometimes too, like even to that, when you talk about with people who like grew up that way, like a lot of times it's not that they necessarily want a gangster, they just want somebody who like has the same things, like the sort of qualities that they grew up to it. It's not necessarily they want a nigga that's gonna go around and shoot somebody in the face. They just want somebody who
that's comfortable
may do it
because that's what they like are used to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So I don't know, man. Like, try to find you a go get you a little gamer girl. Or
you got to put yourself though in rooms of people you want to meet. People always say that when it comes to like career, and I mean that in dating too. You have to put yourself in the room of people you want to meet. What are you interested in? Like, you got to put yourself out there and go to those kinds of places, and you'll meet people who like things like you. If you constantly go to the club, you're going to find a club rat. You know what I mean? Like, we met on a dating app, but I mean, like, you said to me, the reason you were attracted to me when we met isn't why you're attracted to me now, because I'm not a psycho and I'm not crazy anymore. But that is a toxic thing that you had and is like,
but it's no longer a thing though.
But, and it's also what you're used to. Like, as far as like, I'm telling you these
chaos
things I did, and to you, you were like, that's not weird. But then I grew and changed, and like,
same.
I don't have to be that. And I realized that that's not what I wanted, but that's what I was used to. Talking to Lex makes me realize that all the time. when she talks about the kind of guys in Toronto. I'm like, I can't even believe I was so used to that's what I thought dating was. So fucking bizarre. And now I couldn't even imagine. I'd be so mean to people. I'd be like, bitch, the second they show me one little weird thing, bye. I'm not fucking doing it. Get out of here. Like, I just think.
No, I'm done with the psychos too.
Yeah. Oh. I want peace in this stage of my life, okay?
Please. I just want silence and peace.
You know, just want to eat good and watch a good show.
Can we just go to K-Pot and then come home and just watch?
Yes. Like something.
Housewives or something.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Apple Orchard.
Yeah. I think people just need to really understand.
He said he was young, though, didn't he?
No, he just...
He just said, okay.
Yeah, he just feels like I never seem to be good enough for a woman because I'm not the gangster type.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wrong people. And I think that when women, men, they, thems, the whomevers show you that what they want and you're not it, you're welcome. Mm-hmm. You're literally welcome. Boom. Tick off, done, move on to the next thing, next person. That's not a loss. It's like a, thank God I didn't find that out later. Like, I don't know.
Thankfully you dodged the bullet.
And I'm saying this, in 7 years I have not dated, and things have changed a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would do this.
Somebody literally says, not gonna lie, I can't imagine date, huh?
Yeah, Marcel.
Oh, saying I can imagine dating at this point. It's hard out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dating pool looks like
it's been pissed in.
The dating, not even pissed in. The dating pool is a septic tank.
Stop. Yeah. Yeah.
The dating pool looks like, hey, I couldn't imagine dealing with a quarter of the shit you niggas be dealing with nowadays.
Yeah.
I've been to punch somebody.
Yeah.
I've been to fought people. So
I did. Yeah. I think it's just hard. And I don't know it, and I hope to never know it.
This is it, girl.
Yeah.
I say it all the time. If this shit don't work out, I'm about to just be bouncing around. Fuck it. I'm going back to Grindr.
I'm being a hoe, and I'm having so many dogs.
Grindr, brother. That's it. I'm not doing this shit again.
Nah, I'd probably do it again, but like I wouldn't. I would be like, because I just like attention. So like I'd probably do it again.
Yeah, for sure you do it again.
But I just would be very like.
You just be like a.
Well, the bar's here. Good fucking luck. Hope you can reach it.
No, I think you'll probably just find somebody rich to just be like a sugar that baby. You'll just put up with somebody.
No, because
I thought you would just put up with somebody.
No, that was the thing is I used to act how I thought I should act to keep the life I had, or like I never farted or shit in a room. Not shit in the room. I never shitted on the floor.
Never shat in the room.
No, I've never like did things to seem unattractive. Like I would always have my hair was never in a ponytail, never not once. I was always down because that's what I thought it looked best. I literally would wake up earlier than the person I would be sleeping next to, so I could like look like I was getting ready and then go lay back down. Like what the fuck? Like, I'm coming in, bitch. What the fuck is up, Kyle? Step the fuck up.
You said I'm farting during the date.
Nice to meet. Okay.
Crazy.
I'm laying you thought I laid everything out when I met you? Oh, I'm laying it all out. Okay. I'm not putting up. You know what sugar daddies want? Attention. They want you to be whatever they want because they have the money. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. I'm not playing that game. No. I would date again, but it would be different. I would be a nightmare to be with, probably. Yeah.
Well, thank y'all for listening to another episode of the Emmizzie podcast. I've been Edmon. This is Nicholas. If you made this far, thank you. You're welcome.
Oh. You're fucking welcome.
Every Wednesday, 7 p.m. live episodes.
7 p.m.
TwitchTV.com/.com.org. Nicholas James Emmizzie. Every Monday episodes with videos, audio and video.
They come out.
Do
you think Glorilla would sue us if we just like made it sound that was like 7 p.m. Wednesday, twitch.tv, Nicholas James Emmizzie, where you can find me?
Whoa.
Okay.
We're going to see because we're going to keep that in there.
Bars.
Thank y'all though. Bye.